Shalom! Why should we use Yahuah's name? Because we cannot keep the 10 Commandments if we refuse to use Yahuah's name. And so oftentimes we'll see fake versions of the 10 Commandments similar to this, where they skip right over the no graven images commandment and say, remember the Lord's Day instead of just remember the Sabbath day. But you'll see that the name that you shall not take to vain is not Yahuah. It says the name of the Lord in replace of what used to say Yahuah's name in the original stone tablets, where Yahuah etched his name in stone with his own finger. So just think about that for a second. Yahuah signed his own name in stone with his own finger. So if you just simply replace that name with a title like the Lord, are you truly able to even know what name not to take in vain or bring to naught? Because as we know, we're going to read in most modern English Bible versions, such as the KJV, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. But the Lord is not a name, but it's in all capital letters. But when you read another version such as this one, it will say, you do not bring the name of Yahuah, the Hebrew there, your Elohim, to naught. For Yahuah does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught. This is starting to make more sense. Google definition of naught: nothing, non-existence, the number 0. So aren't we now starting to see how when you remove Yahuah's name out of the commandment, you can't keep that commandment because you're bringing his name effectively to nothing by taking his name out? And so that's the short of the answer, is you're just simply not keeping the third commandment of the 10 commandments when you remove Yahuah and replace it with a title, the Lord. This name is said to be God's memorial name and mentioned to all generations forever. It's not a name that was intended to be done away with in the New Testament, nor did the disciples do away with it. But that's somewhat what has happened, as just in the Old Testament alone, the name Yahuah was removed out of the Bible 6,800 plus times and replaced with either God or the Lord. And so to start defending and upholding the third commandment, we need to put Yahuah's name back in the commandment, as well as back in the scriptures where it originally was. And in your Bible, that's probably all the places where it's going to say all capitals Lord. And that's going to become so vitally important as you begin to see the scriptures where Yahuah says, I will publish the name, I will proclaim the name, I will declare the name, I'll reveal the power of my name, and my people shall know my name. And when you begin to put these scriptures together, you will really realize just how important Yahuah's name actually is. So the uncomfortable fact of the matter is when you use titles like Lord and God, that is friendly with and can jibe with and coincide with the pagan gods and false gods. For instance, Allah simply means God in Arabic, but when you say Yahuah, you're actually calling out and naming your God. Anybody and everybody talks about God and the Lord, but not anybody and everybody calls upon the name of Yahuah. So thanks for listening, and hallelujah. Praise Yah.